guys, it's Kimberly. So today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me because I haven't done one in a while and I'm kind of sick and tired of just posting vlogs on my channel. So we're gonna do some makeup because I haven't done makeup in a while and I'm just in the makeup-y mood. But if you can tell from the title, today I'm going to be talking about why you should start journaling. I know, kind of random, but I've been wanting to do a journaling video for a while and I didn't know how to like incorporate this into my channel very well. And I asked you guys on Instagram, follow me on Instagram if you don't already. I asked you guys on Instagram what you guys wanted and a lot of you guys said like makeup videos, so I was like, why not combine makeup with the journaling video and put them together? So that's what we're doing today. So without further ado, let's get started. So first things first, what makeup look am I doing? I'm gonna put it on the screen. I'm going to be doing Jerong's makeup from Mbti Not Shy because I wanted to do the like black graphic liner for a while and the teaser pictures gave me an excuse to try this makeup look out. I'll start off with my background when it comes to journaling, so that way this can actually be like a get ready with me and it's not like a 10-minute video. So I've been journaling ever since I could write, to be quite honest, because my dad tried to instill in like me and my siblings the importance of like writing down things that like may seem small at the time, but like it's fun to look back on those things when you're older, because you don't, like, as much as I think I have a pretty good memory, you don't remember everything, and I think I've forgotten how I do my makeup, so this is gonna be interesting. Because you don't always remember things, you should write it down so that way you can look back on it one day. So like I said, my dad tried to like instill this in like me and my siblings, but I'm the only one who like picked it up. And when I was little, I remember he would buy me like the Disney Princess diaries because I never really had a journal until this year. But we'll get into that. Back to like 8-year-old Kimberly. I would always write in those. I would mainly write about like my crushes and like nothing like important. But that is important to like a 9-year-old. So like a 19-year-old probably wouldn't care as much, but you know, it's still fun to look back on those. I don't know if the video is private, but I filmed a video where I read my old like journal entries. If it's not privated, it'll be on the screen right now. If you want to have a fun laugh and see what younger Kimberly found very important in her life, you can go check that video out. And because of it, I feel like I've become a better writer because of it, and I've become more in tune with myself. This seems kind of light. I don't know if this is a bad thing, but I kind of find it hard to confide in people, so I would use my journal to write about all my darkest secret. I'm so overdramatic, but like I would write all my secrets in my journal because I knew the only person who had access to them was me. So I felt like I could write in them freely because I didn't have to worry about anyone that I didn't want reading them because they never left my room and I hid them in my room. So that way if my brothers found it or if my mom found it or my dad, well, my dad never really went into my room. You know, if anyone else found it that wasn't me, they wouldn't be able to read it because they wouldn't be able to find it. Maybe that's why I have trust issues, I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I used to have diaries. So I didn't really do what I do now and what I'm gonna show you later on. But yeah, I had diaries. I would write about my day. Mainly, like I said, I would talk about crushes because I was a boy crazy back then. I don't know why I cared about boys so much back then, but I did, and it's kind of embarrassing. But you know, it's nice to see the growth that I've had. I'm not as boy crazy as I used to be, believe it or not. Like I said, that I felt like I could pour my soul out into my diaries because I didn't have to worry about someone finding it and reading it. But I know not all of us live in households where we feel safe enough to do those things, or we worry about people reading things they shouldn't be reading, which, you know, you'd think people have common decency, but you know, human beings are curious creatures, so they tend to do things that are illogical just because they want to know. If you live in a house where like you are scared someone's gonna read something they shouldn't be reading, I would recommend trying to find hiding spaces in your house where you could put them. I remember I used to hide it underneath my bed, like the actual bed frame. I'd hide it underneath like the mattress. My closet was like kind of a walk-in, like you could walk into it, so I would like hide it behind clothes or like on the little shelf thing in it, like behind a bunch of stuff, and like make sure it was hidden, because I knew my mom never cleaned that area of my room if she was gonna clean my room. So just like try and get creative with it, and like being in an environment where you don't trust people to not read things they shouldn't read shouldn't stop you from journaling, because journaling can be very therapeutic, which is a great segue into why you should journal. The first reason is memory keeping. Like I said, you're not going to remember something that happened on a random day when you were in the 2nd grade unless it was like traumatic. But we don't journal just so we can remember traumatic experiences. We journal so that way you can like remember like fun experiences and like lighthearted experiences, and like we want to remember like the very good days in our lives. So memory keeping is great. Also memory keeping is great so like if you're in a dark place in your life, because you know people have mental health issues, and like people have depression, and like, you know, sometimes it's very hard to see how life could possibly get better, speaking from experience. But when you journal on those days, hopefully it's not triggering for you, but like it's good to see like where you were and where you are now, and like you can compare it, and it can either do one of two things. It can make you feel better that you're no longer in that spot, or hopefully it could help motivate you to try and improve yourself as best as you can, so you can be at a place where you feel more comfortable with yourself. Here's my lip balm. Oh, there it is. Found it. We love Carmex. Carmex, if you want to sponsor me, I won't hesitate. Checking up on yourself, that kind of ties in. As we know, life gets very hectic, and sometimes you don't even know how you're feeling in a certain moment, because like life is so busy and you haven't had time to check up on yourself. So journaling allows you to, I'm so out of it right now, I'm so sorry. Journaling allows you to write down your feelings, like especially if you're like me, someone who, it's hard for you to open up to people sometimes. I'm really projecting right now, but if you feel like kind of bad dumping your problems onto other people, one, maybe therapy is a great option, but two, if you can't afford therapy, or right now it's a pandemic, so I don't know how therapy is going right now, like how that's working for people, but writing it down in your journal, like just to like basically like word vomit all over your page, and get out all your emotions in a healthy way, so that way you're able to open up at least to yourself, even if you feel like you can't open up to those around you for whatever reason it may be. Maybe you have trust issues, maybe you just feel guilty making people worry about your own issues. Whatever it may be, that shouldn't stop you from at least checking up with yourself and opening up to yourself, because you can't make improvements in yourself if you don't know what's going on with you. Another reason, it improves your writing. So if you're someone who isn't the best at writing, but you enjoy writing, so like journaling doesn't have to be like diary entries. Essentially, like journaling can be whatever you make it, but I do tend to write a lot in my journals / diaries, and I've noticed that I've gotten better at writing and gotten better at storytelling, because I essentially storytell in my journals. Like if I'm gonna be like doing a recap of my day, like it's essentially a story. So I've gotten a lot better at writing, and I feel like that's why I'm pretty decent at writing, is because I've been writing for the majority of my life. Like since I could write, I've been writing. Even if the spelling was all types of whack, at least I was writing back then, you know? Kind of repeating myself again, but it's a great place to keep your secrets. I won't dive into that because I've already talked about that for like a good chunk of this video. Second to last reason you should get a journal, it's a way to have a creative outlet. If you're someone who's like an artsy person or you like the arts, this can be a place for you to like practice technique or like try and the lighting. Yeah, the lighting looks a little whack, but this is what happens when you live in a dorm building. I don't know if that's making it worse or if it's making it better, but that's just what we're gonna have to use. I was looking into that light for so long and now I'm seeing colors. I personally have been getting into layer journaling. You'll see what that looks like for me. I'm still getting better at it, but I'm not the best at drawing or painting, but I still like to participate in the arts like any way I can. Like that's why I was a dancer. I like writing creatively when I'm not forced to. I love photography, so I like making collages of photos and like editing photos and editing videos. So like journaling was just another thing that I could add into my creativity search, like ways to let out my creativity, especially because I'm a STEM major in college. If you guys didn't know, I'm in college. Like I said, I'm in a college dorm right now. I'm a STEM major, and for my specific STEM major, there are not many classes that I'm able to take where I'm allowed to like be creative. So like making YouTube videos, editing pictures, journaling, those are things that allow me to play with my artsy side, since I don't get to tap into that side of myself as much because of the major. I am currently studying in university. In the long run, who knows, maybe if you're using the journals to like write out your days, maybe you could write a book from the journal. That's what my dad always says, like you should write in journals, so maybe one day you can write a book. I don't know if I personally want to do that, but like it's a good option. Or if you want to have kids one day or something, because not everyone wants to have kids, but if you're someone who wants to have kids, like you could leave these journals behind for them to read, like when you're still there, or when you've passed away. Oh my god, my body just I don't know what that was. You've passed away, they can like get to know who you were as a person when you were their age. And I feel like it's just like, I'm a very reminiscent person. Like I love nostalgia, and like I'm a very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll probably put it on the screen because I'm not thinking of it right now because my brain cells are not working. But I'm just someone who loves memory keeping. And so like the idea of like my children like reading my journals, certain entries, and like getting to know who their mom was or like who their grandma was, if they have kids, like I don't know, that just seems really cool to me. And if I can leave them something that reminds them of me, I feel like I should, and I also want to. And plus I'm doing this not just thinking about like the future, but like for right now. I like journaling, and that's why I do it. If you're someone who needs instruction in your life, I'm about to give you a bunch of like a list of ideas for what you can do in like write in your journal. Cute journal ideas you can try and put into your own journal until you become more comfortable with the idea of journaling, and then you can come back to this list if you want to, but by then you'll probably have your own journaling style and you won't need this list anymore. But this is for people who just need like that little push to get into the journaling game. So I'm just gonna like low-key read off of the list while I do my makeup as of right now. Places you want to travel, that's an option. YouTube video ideas, if you're a YouTuber, I kind of have a little like mini list in there. I try and check back on that physical list because I like writing things down physically from time to time and adding on to it. Favorite songs, like favorite songs of that season, favorite songs of that month, favorite songs of the year. Like that's a cool journal entry post you could do. If you're into K-pop, you could do a K-pop page dedicated to like a specific group that you stan. I haven't gone to do that in my journal yet, but that's like an idea. You could do a list of your K-pop groups, your K-pop biases, K-pop albums you want and will hopefully get in the future. Maybe, I don't know, just spitballing. You could do your zodiac chart if you're into astrology. You could do manifesting through your journaling. I'm not the best source to go to for like the law of attraction and stuff, but I'll link down below some really good videos on the law of attraction that you should check out if you want to get into manifesting and stuff like that, because I've been trying to get into that a lot more nowadays, because I'm trying to like be more of a, I'm already a pretty optimistic person, but I'm trying to just be more like positive and radiate positive energy. That sounds so, sorry, my camera cut out. You could also do a list of your toxic traits. Again, this is so you can like better yourself and you can check up on yourself and you can try and improve yourself, because sometimes you don't even realize the things you do. So by writing it down, you have easy access to a list. Can you tell I like lists? You could write down your Hogwarts profile. Like if you have Pottermore, you could write down like the house you belong to and your animal and the wand you have. That's also an option. Letter for your future self. I haven't written this down yet, but that was my plan to do over quarantine, and then I don't know what got in the way because I was literally doing nothing, but I just never did it. But that's also something I want to do in my journal. You could do a list of your favorite books. You could do a list of your favorite animes if you're into that. You could do a list of your favorite shows. You could do like a monthly favorites page. You could do a list of your crushes that you can remember from like elementary school to like present time. It's a kind of a funny list to look back on and be like, to see how your tastes have changed and to see if those like crushes ever went anywhere. Again, I like memory keeping, so that's just something I'm into, but if you're not into it, don't force yourself. Having hooded eyelids is a little bit of a struggle, but oh well. You could do your fave places and like the city you live, like a list of places you like to visit, and like that's also a list you could like present to like people who are visiting your town if they ask you what's there to do where you live. I did a Polaroid profile of my family members, which you guys will see that. You could do highlight of your day, you know, something to make you happy. You could do your Enneagram or Myers-Briggs results, like a little journal entry page for that. If you speak another language, this will probably be very helpful for language studying, but you could do a journal entry in that language so you can practice grammar and vocab through writing, because at least for me, for the languages I speak, it's easier for me to speak it than to write it out, because you can make more like grammar mistakes when you're speaking, because they're harder to catch, especially like for French. Like you can't really tell how it would be written totally. My French people don't come at me for that, but you know it's true low-key. You could do a bucket list of places you want to visit, because I also like traveling, so and I also like lists, so having a bucket list, a physical bucket list of places you want to go, it's not a bad idea. You could do a journal entry page on like the best feelings in the world. Like for instance, getting an A on a test you didn't study for totally as well as you should have, you know, you probably should have studied for it, or like someone surprising you with food when you didn't ask for it, like stuff like that. I feel like that would just be a cute list. It feels like really Tumblr-y, but you know, it's your journal and you don't have to put this in there, but it's just like an idea of what you could do in there. If you're very into like shows or movies, you could do like artsy collage pages dedicated to that specific show and like the aesthetic of that show. If you need like actual pictures of journal inspiration, I'm gonna show you in a second. But another good place where I go to for journal inspiration, at least for like layout ideas, Pinterest is a great resource to use. Ooh, I'm gonna be glittery every. Is a great resource to use because you can have journaling block, especially if you do like artsy journaling. You know, sometimes you're just not getting ideas, so if you need a little bit of inspiration, Pinterest is a great place to go. I'll link my Pinterest down below because I have a journaling board, so you can see like the type of journaling I'm aspiring to reach. Mascara, where's my mascara? What do you need for journaling? Yourself. So corny, but really, I know like if you look up like journal with me, like these people have a lot of like supplies at their disposal, like they've bought in a lot of things, or maybe they've had things sent to them if they're like a bigger channel. But like, you don't need all of the supplies that they have in order to make your journal what you want it to be. I mean, I have like 3 things of washi tape. I have like some wax stickers on from like Amazon. I have midliners, but I've had those midliners regardless because I highlight my notes and stuff a lot because I need color or I can't focus. Like, you can't expect me to reread notes if there's no color on them. You don't need a bunch of supplies. You can make whatever you have work, especially if you can't afford to buy a bunch of journaling supplies. But a really good place to buy journaling supplies, I've heard, is Yes Style. This video is not sponsored by them, but I do have an affiliate code. It'll be up here if you want to like use that code and like buy supplies. Your local arts and crafts store probably has good. I got mascara on my wow. Anyways, your local art supply probably has supplies you can use. And now I need to remove the mess of mascara that is underneath my eye. I'll come back when my makeup's done and I'll like show you, I'll do like a flip through of my actual journal so you can see more visuals in terms of the whole journaling experience. Okay, so I'm back with the makeup. It's pretty standard, like nothing too crazy, so I think I pulled it off. Now let's get into my journal, like actual journal, and like I can show you guys why I keep doing this thing. So this is my journal. I got this off of Amazon. I know I just said we shouldn't be spending a lot of money on Amazon, but this was during quarantine when I was bored out of my mind, so it's not justifiable, but I can explain why I made this purchase. And then it didn't come with this sticker, but I have this sticker on it from the Amazon sticker pack I was talking about. It says Space Adventure, and then there's a little heart. This is from the Love Yourself album, so I put that on there. And then you open it up. As you can see, it's pretty fat because I started doing like layered journaling, so obviously the journal is going to expand when you get it. This is a pretty cheap journal, and the binding is all types of messed up, but it does the job done. I already have a replacement journal with me right now. My replacement journal is the Midori MD Notebook A5. It's this size, so in comparison to the old one, it's about the same height, but as we can see, the width is a little longer. But then the first page I have is it's a ground rules page. So like rules I made for myself. So like 1, try to write in this journal at least once a week. Kind of fell off because of school. 2, this is private. Don't be afraid to write what you want. 3, no buying a new journal until you fill this one out. I broke that rule because I didn't know if I was going to finish my journal, like when I was going to finish my journal on campus, and I didn't know if I'd be able to get a journal in time on campus. So I bought another journal so that way when I finish this journal, I can start the new one on campus without having to worry about like where I'm gonna buy it and all that stuff. Number 4 is have fun, and 5, don't be afraid to show. Let's talk about anything and everything. Think of this journal as a time capsule for your interests and worries at this time. And I started this journal May 23rd, 2020, and I'm pretty sure I can finish this journal by the end of this month. So I've had this journal for only like 4 months. But it didn't have that many pages, so it like makes sense. And I also like would journal multiple times a day sometimes, so back when I had time. Then I have the May title page. It looks ugly because I didn't know what I was doing back then. So I just have a basic journal entry. This was back when I thought I was just gonna be writing in this journal and not doing like artsy stuff. Then I have a K-pop bias page, kind of like bland because I don't have a color printer at home, but I tried to make it as colorful as I could. Then I did a highlight of the day page. I fell off in July and I haven't written in it since, but there's still time for me to do something like that. And I did my zodiac chart, and if you're curious, because I know someone's gonna ask, my sun sign is Sagittarius, my rising sign is Pisces, and my moon sign is in Taurus. Do with that information what you will, but that is my zodiac chart. And then I have the rest of my chart, but I'm not going to tell you the rest of my chart because you can see it on the screen right now. And then I did a concert page because if you guys didn't know, I was supposed to go see BTS in concert, and Corona happened, and obviously that couldn't happen. So I was like, let me just write out my sadness in this little blurb, and I have all of their faces in here because it's from the Love Yourself album, like the iridescent one, I'm pretty sure. That one. Then, like I said, I have a crushes page, and it's continued on the next page because I apparently have so many people I have a crush on. Crushes kind of just for me as someone like I find attractive for a while in that moment in time, and this also has like celebrities on it as well, not just like people who go to my school and stuff. Then I did a post on Black Lives Matter because I was just very angry and I needed to get my emotions out somehow, so I did that. It looks really ugly, but I was able to get my emotions out, so that's all that really matters. Then I did a K-pop groups I stan page. This has kind of changed since I've written this. There's like more groups I stan, but I didn't want to make it like 50 pages long, so I kind of just picked 5 from male groups and female groups. But I also have a card, and I'll link my card in the description box, and I'll have it on the screen if you want to go like see like a more in-depth to the like groups I stan. Then I did a swatches page because I forgot to do it in the beginning. Then I have my June title page, and it kind of looks better than the one before. Then I just did like basic journal entries. I did a throwback spread where the journal I had started before university, I didn't get to write in it anymore, and since I started this one, I kind of just wanted to put those journal entries in here, so I ripped out those pages and I put it in here. Then I did a Polaroids page with like me and my friends, just like to have like a little bit of pictures and more color in here. Then I did a places I want to visit list because places I want to visit. Then I have a list of animes I have watched / I want to watch. I checked off a couple on this list, but I just don't want to check it because I feel like it would make this spread look ugly. Then I did a Pride Month page. Then I did a journal entry in French. You can tell by the French flag on the top. Then I did a like basic page about the law of attraction. As you can see, it's very basic. It's like simplified, so I'm gonna link pages, like videos, YouTube videos down below that you can go and check that out. And I have a video ideas page. I have my K-pop album, like list of K-pop albums that I want as of June 2020. This has drastically changed because if you're into K-pop, you know that the K-pop industry just goes by so fast and people are always releasing albums and there's always something new to buy from the groups you stand. So gotta love capitalism. Then there's just another basic journal entry. As you can see, I like try to spread out my artsy journal. I try to have a lot of artsy and then like just basic writing, so that's that. Then I have another throwback. I put all the stickers from soccer and basketball games from my freshman year of college. I'm a sophomore if you didn't know. Put like if we won or lost, because in like 10 years I'm not gonna remember if we won or lost, so I just wrote it down next to it. If you're on those teams, I'm sorry that I'm like reopening wounds if you're watching this video, but you're probably not watching this, so it doesn't even matter. Then another basic journal entry. Then I did a family portrait page, just Polaroids of my family because I love my family. More journal entries. I did a quarantine journal entry just to like get out all my feelings of being trapped inside the house for this was month 4 of quarantine, so I was in the house for a very long time. Then I have my July title page. These are inspired from images I found on Pinterest. You'll probably see if you go to my Pinterest board, which will be linked down below. Then I had a manifesting journal entry. I did a journal entry for Naya Rivera because I really liked Naya Rivera when I used to watch Glee, and her death kind of hit me very hard. So I was like, you're feeling these emotions, write them down. So I wrote them down. Then I did an Mbti, if you were curious. I am an INFPT, which is a mediator diplomat, and I'm in constant look for improvement, and the T stands for turbulent instead of assertive, so I'm not a very assertive person, I guess. Then I did a Hamilton spread because if you don't know, I love Hamilton, and I was recently thrown back into my Hamilton phase because of Disney Plus having the live recording with the original cast, because I was never going to get to see Hamilton with the original cast, and I've watched that performance more than I would like to admit. Moving on, I did another basic journal entry. I did another journal entry from when my family went to Shenandoah National Park as our like first and last summer trip of 2020 because we wanted to get out of the house before I had to go back to school. And my parents wanted to like have a family outing before I left, so that's what happened. And I did a journal entry on maladaptive daydreaming because I'm pretty sure I have it, but I don't want to self-diagnose myself, so I just kind of wrote out my feelings and like the very bare minimum research I had done on it. Then I did another journal entry on my dreams because I was having really interesting and weird dreams that week, so I decided to like write out as much as I could have remembered from those dreams. Now we're in August. This was when I had to do my mandatory self-quarantining because I did come back to campus and I was from a high-risk state, so I had to quarantine for 14 days. So I tried to do a journal entry for every single day. I threw in a manifesting little entry in here, and then I have more pages. Then I have a playlist of songs I was listening to on repeat in quarantine. I tried to make it look like an actual like music app. And more things. I started missing days because I was starting to get like the second week of quarantine was rough. Not gonna lie, I was just ready to get out of my room. And then I did a really random French journal entry. Started doing more artsy journal entries when I just didn't feel like writing anymore, but I still wanted to journal. So that's what happened for a lot of the days. And then my last day, I went big, go big or go home. I kind of don't like it as much now, but I did like it when I did it, so that's all that really matters. And then I have a random journal page. I went to this cookie store in Astoria called Chip. So I just put the sticker in here, and I have a Bart Simpson sticker just randomly. Then I did a last day of freedom entry post, aka the last day before school started. Just a very random little journal entry just to give myself encouragement for the new school year and like just say about how much I'm not ready to go back to school. Then I did a journal entry for my first day of school, and on the side I have a little note that my roommate Alexa wrote me because she loves writing notes and I love it so much. And if you're watching this, I want you to know I never take those notes for granted. I try and keep them and like store them as best as I can, and since I had this journal I decided to put it in my journal. So then I did an NYC travel bucket list because if you guys didn't know, I go to school in Queens, so Manhattan is literally right there. Haven't really been able to go into the city because of Corona, but I have a list of places I want to go when it is safe to go to the city and I don't have to worry about contracting coronavirus. Then week 2, I wanted to journal, but I didn't want to write anything down, so I just wrote my classes out. I printed out pictures, and now my pictures are in color because I have a color printer at school and I just use my printing points for that. And I wrote a quote that said, "Yes, it's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it," by Simran Mishra. And you can see me starting to play with the washi tapes I bought from Muji. If you saw my last vlog, you would have seen my Muji haul. Then I did a little update and I put the Pink Panther sticker there because I had the pink like tissue paper I had used in the background. Then my September title page, I'm kind of upset with how offset it is, but that's what happens when you're not very artistic. Then I have a mood board for fashion. So I basically told myself for my 20th birthday, I'm turning 20 this year, that I'm going to revamp my closet. So I kind of just have like inspiration. You can see more of like my fashion taste on my Pinterest. I don't know why I'm promoting my Pinterest so much. Pinterest is not sponsoring this video, but you can see more of my fashion taste if you're very into that, and I will try and do more fashion videos when I do revamp my closet. But this is just kind of the aesthetic I'm going for. This Nike Victory skirt is haunting me and I want it very badly, and I will pay full price for it because it keeps popping up on my Pinterest and I'm like, I get it. Anyways, then I did a soulmate tarot reading. So I didn't do it, but I found this video has kept popping up on my recommended for a while, so I was like, you know what, why not watch it? I have some time on my hands. And it was kind of scary accurate. I'm not gonna like read it out loud or anything. If it does come true, that'd be very nice. Then I did another artsy journal picture. I really like Renaissance. I think this is Renaissance art. I'm not an art major, so I don't know when these time periods for these art, like these like statues and like paintings were made, but I very like that aesthetic, Greek art aesthetic, I guess. Then I did another quote, and it says, "Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it." And this was the week where I was having a very bad week. Like, I had a breakdown on the phone with my mom and my dad. Like, I had called my mom and then I had called my dad, and I cried both times. And they were in the same house. Yeah, it was just a very rough week. As you can tell, I'm a little more cheerful and bubbly right now, but it was a dark time. And it was only the third week of school. It was a great time. I have a manifestation board. As you can see, Timothée Chalamet is on it, and that's because I'm in my Timothée Chalamet phase, if you can call it that. I had that phase over winter break, and we're right back in this phase right now. So that Nike Victory skirt, because I will get it. Bikini pics, because I want my body to look like that, because I've taken a break from exercising. I have a model, I think that's a Kesh, I'm not sure. I think it's her, but modeling, because I want to try out modeling eventually. I have a pharmacist in there because I'm a pharmacy major, so like manifesting getting to my goal of being a pharmacist. And then I have pictures from Rome, Paris, and Ireland, because hopefully I will get to study abroad, and those are the 3 locations I get to study abroad in, if I do get to study abroad. And then I have a picture of an airplane, because I want to travel more, and airplanes travel, it makes sense. And then I did this entry post today actually, and it's just a little catch up because I haven't physically written about my day in detail in a while, so I needed to catch up with myself on there. And then I have empty pages that I need to go through. So yeah, that was basically this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below if you already journal or if you will start journaling because I told you you should. Like this video and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos from yours truly, and please stay safe, and I will see you guys in my next video hopefully. Bye lovelies.